Hi family, I welcome you all to Rose's Corner. My name is Rosemond and I create content on natural hairstyling, braids and more. So if this sounds like something you would be interested in, do what to stick with me till the end of this video. So the tools that I would be using is my white tooth comb, my Rattail comb, my edge brush, my Shea jam gel,
my mousse,
and then my olive oil spray, to give it some shine.
So I'm doing feed in cornrows today. Yeah, you heard right. And so I'm going to part my hair into two equal halves, that is one on the left and another on the right, just so I make sure that if I'm doing 6 rows here, then I would be repeating the same 6 here, making 12. If it is 5 each, making 10. So whichever one that I decide to do, I would want to get equal sizes on both sides. So prior to doing these feed-in braids, I had firstly washed my hair at the salon, so I wouldn't really moisturize my hair in the braiding process unless my hair becomes difficult to handle at some points. Then I might bring in some shea butter or maybe some leave-in to make it workable. So I have 2 mirrors. So I have a large one in front and then a smaller one that I use when I'm actually done parting and I would like to know whether whatever I'm doing is okay. I think I need another one, but for now let's manage this. So I didn't use this shine and jam gel in the parting process because I did not want any build up at the time that I was taking the braids down. So I used it just for my edges because I wanted everything to be tucked in perfectly. So I used ultra braiding hair, and just like you saw, I had prepped the hair and laid it down perfectly to help me with the braiding process. So I started off by braiding my natural hair 2 to 3 times before adding each extension. So what I did was that I laid the hair down flat, more like in a straight line, and then I braided one side. So I did cornrow for one side, and then once I was done, I flipped the one that I left out, I flip it over, and then I do another cornrow. Yeah, so basically that is it before I add another extension, and then I repeat the same process. So let's do this again. I lay it down flat and then I kind of hold one end while I braid the other, and then once I'm done braiding one, I bring in the one that I left out, just like I sing in the video, and then I repeat the same process. So when I started shooting this video, I wasn't really sure of how this would come out, and so I didn't really put much effort into filming the first one. So if you don't get this right the first time, you would get it the second and third time. So kindly watch this closely, stay glued to the screen please, because this would go a long way to help you. So one thing you should know about doing cornrows is that you first add smaller extensions from the beginning and then you increase it as you move forward. But for this particular one, I used the same sizes. It wasn't too big, neither was it too small. Just like I said in the beginning, I wasn't able to film a full video for this first part, and I'm sorry about that.
As I said, I would be on it.
What I meant was that I would be alternating between using this edge brush and then my usual tail comb, because they both had this pointed end that I could manage. And so for this part that I took out, I wanted to do knotless braids over there, although I didn't shoot that part. Because I've been braiding for some time now, I kind of find it very easy, like not very easy, but like I find it easy when I'm parting my hair for cornrows. But if this is something new to you, you would want to use a mirror. You could get 2 mirrors, one in front of you and then one behind you, and that would help you like greatly well. I was actually shocked when I checked the mirror and the line was like straight. I mean, it wasn't perfect, but then it was straight, and I was so happy about it. So this is the other mirror that I mentioned. I have a large one right in front of me. So that is what was guiding me for the entire braiding process. Again, I use my shine and jam for my edges only, just so I would be able to braid it very well. So after laying the front part, I brush it with my edge brush and then I pat with the same tool. So if you don't have this tool, you can use your Rattail comb for the precision or pattern. Yeah, and so I just take a small section and then I start braiding my natural hair. So I do about 2 to 3 steps, and then I come in with the extensions, just like I explained in the first part. So kindly get a braiding rack, or like try and get something where you can lay the hair down. So things will be easier for you. So just like you saw, I laid the hair down, held one, and then braided the other. Once I was done braiding one, I had to flip the other one over, and then I repeated the same cornrow process. You keep doing this until you get the size that you want. So again, this is visually descriptive, and so I would really want you to pay close attention. It's like I keep repeating this, but then just keep watching, because that is the best way to learn it. Don't just watch, you would want to try it. So this is actually for somebody who can do their own who can do their own cornrows without extensions, because it's more of the same process, but this time we are just adding extensions. So if you don't know how to cornrow your own hair, I have a video. I'm going to leave the link in the description box. So I'll leave the link in the description box or in the comments section. I think links are accessible, but if it isn't, then I would leave it in the description box so you check it out. And then keep trying. Get a braiding dummy. Do it for that dummy. Maybe your mommy or sister wouldn't allow you to use their head for practice, or you can do it on your own head if you feel that is okay by you and you have a lot of time for that. So again, after feeding in the extension, you braid one end before bringing in the other end. There are so many ways of braiding cornrow, actually, of doing feeding cornrow, but then this is just one way that you can go about it. So I would leave you to watch this part and then practice on your own, and then I would come in where I think I should. So kindly leave your questions in the comment section down below, and I would be ever ready to answer all of that. If it is within my scope. If not, then I would have to do more research on that and then give you the right answers that you need. So along the line, if you feel like your hair is shrinking, try and moisturize it. Use some shea butter or water. Just do something to keep your hair in a good state. You want to be sane even after creating this look. So truth is, the braiding process is not as easy as it looks. It's very difficult, and so you don't want your hair shrinkage or your hair shrinking add to the problems to the problem you are already trying to solve. Your arms would be hurting way too much than it should. So yeah, please do all to keep watching, guys. So once I got to the back of my hair, I mean towards the end, I had to turn my hands in a way that would make things easier for me. So you don't have to stick to one way of, braiding when it comes to the direction of where your hand is. You can always change it to suit the occasion, to suit the time. So don't force yourself. Don't stick to one particular thing. Make some changes. Be innovative. Be creative. Don't stress yourself out, please. So I'm done with the second cornrow, and I hope you've been able to learn something. If not, you have one last chance, one last opportunity to do so. So please grab your tools and let's get started. So the main reason I actually shot just 3 was that I wanted to film shorts videos on my other social. So I had to turn the phone in landscape mode, so I could be able to make videos for YouTube Shorts, Instagram, TikTok. So I'm sorry if 3 isn't enough, but then I feel like at this point all you need to do is keep practicing from the ones that I've at least shown you, because it's the same process that I did for the shorts. And a little background story as we do this third and last cornrow braid, especially for this tutorial. So I used to struggle when it comes to feeding braids, because I felt like I wasn't doing enough. I wasn't practicing enough. And if I try once, by the time I come back the next time, it would be very long, and so I kind of forgot certain things. And so I decided to get a professional to help me with that, because it wasn't everything that I could learn on the internet. So I actually went to a training center to learn, to actually be able to do it for others. But then I realized that I could actually do it for myself, and I'm going to do feeding cornrows from January to December, guys. I'm not kidding, because I feel like this thing came in handy. It's very easier to do than knotless, because it takes so much time. But then maybe I might fuse in cornrow knotless, like cornrow feeding must come inside. And so this year, please, you are supposed to learn cornrows. If you really want to learn how to braid, you're supposed to learn this before the year ends. You just need to keep practicing. And so once I was done with the training, I was like, I can't keep this to myself, so let me come here and give what I've learned out to you all. So just in case you want to get your hair braided, you want to get some feeding braids, knotless, just name it, I'm here. A day for you. Please book me. Book me, I can do it for you. So again, keep adding the extensions until you feel you're okay. So that brings us to the end of the feed in tutorial. I'm very sorry if it was short, but then I feel like these 3 is okay if you keep doing it. I can't really post the full 10 braid tutorial here, because it would be extremely long and most of you might end up not watching. And so here we are. So I wanted to keep the back of the braids together, and so I had to do some sewings with my needle and thread. So if you can't do the sewing yourself, please get somebody to help you do it. You've been able to do the feeding cornrows, so getting somebody to help with the sewing wouldn't really be much of a problem. It doesn't mean you didn't do it. So for this part, I forgot to cut off the end of the thread. That's why it's showing over there. I saw it days later. So this was the 3rd day of keeping the braids in, because I hadn't trimmed the ends enough to film a video. So my mommy trimmed the hair for me, And then here I am filming the rest of the video. So I wanted to add some curly extensions to the hair to give it a new look, but then I ended up cutting it, and I feel like a fool. If you really want to cut it, you don't have to stretch the hair. Since it's curly, if you stretch and cut it, it will shrink again. So you kind of have to like leave it as it is and then cut where you have to cut or trim. And so yeah, that is basically it. So I set the hair with some hot water amidst trying to get some curls by using my flexi rod. So you remember I inserted some curly extensions in the braids. It wasn't nice for me, and so I took them out. And then whilst unraveling the rest, I realized the other ones had become straight because of the hot water, and so I took those out as well. And here we are. And then I used some mousse to actually like keep all flyaways out of the way, just in case I forgot to trim them. And then I went in with my Jeba spray. This hair deodorizer is crazy. Like, guys, it's too good. Like, it's so good. My sheen spray was next, and the last was my shine and jam gel. I just laid my edges, and voila, here we are, guys. Which hairstyle would you love to see next? Would you love to see me do next? Kindly leave that in the comment section down below. If you all loved this video, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, comment, share, subscribe, and I'll see you all in my next video. Do have a lovely day, week, or weekend, depending on the time you're seeing this, and it's a wrap.